Yeah, here we are. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Can you guys hear me okay? We out here? Yes, we are. Oh, Sean Turk, you're one of my favorite people in the whole world. Hey, you mind scratching your neck? So come here, baby. I'm gonna take your collar off. You're gonna scratch. There you go. Now you can scratch without the jingles. Jordy, don't eat your sister's food. Get out of there, you fat ass. Come on. How dare you? Now you go look her in the eyes and you apologize. You're a fat piece of shit. How are you gonna eat your sister's dinner? You're not a gentleman. All right, fuck it. That should be good. Oh, ICX. We got to put ICX on here. Durr. All right. What's up, guys? Good morning. Dude, we got 32 people in here watching now. This shit is growing. It's very exciting. Very nice. I like. And then everybody leaves because I just did bad Borat this fast. Dude, I'm telling you guys, check out Sean Turk's SoundCloud. I'm dead ass serious. Sean, put your SoundCloud in the chat. Shit is so fire. I'm 30 years old and I'm short and I'm fat and I'm white and I'm from Ohio, so I shouldn't be saying fire, but this shit is fire. I got loser boy swag, you know what I'm saying? So I could say that kind of. Yeah, mesh. Man, we got 40 people in here right now. Oh my god. All right, so since I'm on YouTube, I'm supposed to tell you guys to smash that like button, right? Smash that like. 42. Oh my Lanta. What a time to be alive. This is what I'm talking about, baby. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So, I have a good list of coins. We got Zem on there. Everybody, we would really appreciate it if you could retweet Noah's tweet with a link to stream. Spread the love. Help others find Noah and Ark and get them away from fake OGs and shillies. Fake OGs and shills. Jordy, you're eating your sister's food again. You're bad. You're cute, but you're bad, man. You're eating. That's a full day worth of food that you're eating right now. And you ate this morning. Fucking have at it. You know what? You want to be fat? You want to be fat? You want to have diabetes when you're old? That's your choice. Don't lick me. I'm not happy with you. I love you. Fat shit. All right. 47. Sorry, guys. Fat boy. Fat boy here wanted some dinner. Why don't you look your sister in the eyes and tell her what you did? Bad. All right. Let's get going. So, OGs and Ogs and Shillies. Yeah, we got some good people in here. All right, guys. This is what I got. I got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Neo, Bitcoin Cash, EOS or EOS. I still haven't figured it out. If you could help me. Icon, VeChain, Aeon, Dragon, Zcoin, Wabi or Weibai, depending if you're a hillbilly. Lux, Zem or Nem, New Economy Movement. Power Ledger, Verge, Tron, Ethereum Classic Bitcoin pair, which you really only need to look at the ETH BTC pair to see if alts are going to outperform Bitcoin, but we can take a look at it. Extra Bytes, Cardano, Game Credits 5, ADX. Jesus, I hope you guys can't hear that pounding up there. They're playing now. These dogs are just. Anybody want two dogs? Like two dogs, they are yours. They're lovely. They're lovers, but they are assholes. They know I'm on stream right now. Yo, XRM. I've got no idea what XRM is. Is that short for like rim job or something? Pay. 10x pay token. It is the coin that never pumps. All it ever does is dump. What are you so excited for? Don't look at me like that. All right. I think we're good. Let's get going. I have not charted a ton today. So this is going to be raw as fuh. Ooh, Ethereum trying to bounce off that 12-hour 20 EMA. Let's look at Bitfinex Bitcoin. Looks like Bitcoin's recovering. So what I was looking at on Bitcoin is on the daily, it's really not giving. It had to close below that 12-hour 20 EMA, but let's look at the daily. So I'm looking at trying to grab Bitcoin on the 12-hour 20 EMA. On Bitfinex, that's going to be right now 87.25. As it approaches, that'll change. I don't know why my 200 moving average keeps coming off my chart. Uno minuto. There we go. So it's sandwiched in between the 20 EMA. 20 is above the 50, but price is on top of the 20 EMA and is under the 200 moving average on the daily. Okay, so what I'm looking at doing, guys, is trying to grab this in two spots. On the 1 day 20 EMA, and the last kind of area of hope would be on the 50 moving average, which I'd be cool with that as well. And for kind of the completion of an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, if you look, this would be your left shoulder, this would be your head. And then if this wants to come down and dip a little bit more, it can dip around this area. We will have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders with a slightly descending neckline, but more of a almost even neckline. Yeah, so price reversed at basically the 886. Tells you price wants to go to the 0.5. It went up to the 382, which was also the 200-day moving average. This is all healthy. This is all well and good. I expect Bitcoin to consolidate in this area a little bit before making another run of that 200 moving average. I wouldn't be surprised if the 8,700 and right above that area would be the bottom. And I also wouldn't be surprised if the 50 moving average, which is lining up almost perfectly with the 618 fib of the current move on the daily at around $8,200. I wouldn't be surprised if it wants to bounce somewhere locally off that area, complete this inverse head and shoulders pattern. But the bigger thing that I'm seeing here, if you guys want to go to the 3-day chart, is this looks like a classic Adam and Eve bottom, or a W bottom if you want to say this is more pointed. If we go down to the daily, this is a little more rounded, so we're looking more of an Adam and Eve bottom. It's not bullish until we can get these moving averages above on the daily. Like, we need to see that. But overall, it looks really healthy. I mean, look, you got to look at it this way on macro time frame. So anything, not anything, but on higher than just the daily time frame, price is above the 20 EMA, barely, but it's above the 20 EMA. We'll delete this fib here. And go raw dog. It's above the 20 EMA. It's below the 50, right? So I think at the very least we should get a move to 10,700 where it can attack that 50, and that'd probably be a good shorting spot, like right around that area. 11.8 would be horizontal resistance on the Adam and Eve pattern. But yeah, I mean, it tells me that it's respecting this 3-day 20 EMA ever since it rose above it at the moment. I'm expecting it to continue doing that. And that would allow it to also come and bounce off of, while still respecting the daily 20 EMA, it would still allow it to come back and bounce off of the 50 moving average on the daily. So what you're seeing here is just consolidation. I don't want to see it below 8,000 again. I really don't. I think that's just a key how are we doing number. And 8,000 is below the 50 moving average on the daily. If we look at the weekly, price trying to get back above the weekly 20 EMA. And guys, we're still bullish on the 20 on the weekly. In terms of moving average setup, the 20 is above the 50, both are above the 200, and price came and bounced off of the 50 moving average. I mean, you're seeing price respect these moving averages at so many levels of time frames here. It's incredible, and these are just amazing tools. You just need to be able to know how to use it. Quite a few longs closed. I believe we were around 28,000 longs before price came back last night. So we're at 24,500. Longs to shorts are healthy, nothing crazy, definitely not all-time high levels or anything like that. And Bitcoin's trying to do the damn thing. So I think it's going to be fine. Higher time frames matter more than short time frames do, in my opinion. It just needs to get back above this 20 EMA and continue on, and it can absolutely do that, I think. So the only trades I would have for you in Bitcoin would be try to grab it on the 1-day 50 moving average, leveraged, and see what you can get out of it. It shouldn't go below 8,000. You can put your stop below 8,000. If it does want to go below 8,000, I would want to be out of that leverage trade, because I just parking that right below that psychological number. I'd probably put it closer to like 7,900, just in case we get a wick below and then a close back above, because the market loves to do that, especially with Bitcoin. I mean, look at this wick, this 1-day wick. It got down barely 59.95. Everybody was like, "Oh, price at their stop." That looks like a little bit of a stop hunt. Like, "Oh, price not going to go below 6,000 on the first pop," and it did, and then closed right back above, and then you never got it back below 6,000 again. And that was the beginning of February. So I can see something like that maybe happening. Maybe park your stop 79.20, 7,900, somewhere around there. Give it a little bit of room for a wick so you don't get stop hunted. If you get stop hunted at that point, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. Market's a bitch sometimes. But yeah, Bitcoin looks healthy, which not like insanely bullish yet, because we don't have the moving averages flipped in the right direction, but I think it's moving in the right direction. You just don't want to see it fall off a cliff here. It's very important. And then if you wanted to try to short it and get a few $100s per coin times your leverage, don't go crazy. You could try to short it either at like the 10,800 area, the 50 moving average on the 3-day, or this 11,800 horizontal resistance. Those are some trades that you could try to set up. And I think it should respect those levels enough to, I mean, if you go 5x or 10x leverage at those zones and the price moves $200 to $300, that's anywhere from like what, $1,000 to $3,000 profit per coin when you factor in the leverage. I mean, unless the market just moves so aggressively against the grain that you get liquidated, I think you should be fine. So that's Bitcoin. Jeez, we got 54 people in here. Yikes. Yeah, monthly candle setup is absolutely bullish. Yep, look at that 20 EMA. Never even got there. So it's still bullish on the higher time frames, guys. I just, on the 1-day to 3-day, just got a little bit of work to do. But I think it's gonna be fine. We have consensus coming up, and we're, I think, less than 2 years away from another block halving, and it's starting to pick up steam in the media and Google searches and shit again. And tax selling's over with. I'd like to see how the Tether controversy shakes itself out, but you have a couple banks. I think it was it Goldman Sachs and another one, was it Morgan Stanley? The rumor was about. You have the NASDAQ talking about creating Bitcoin trading desks, Bitcoin trading clients. That's fucking bullish, right? Like, we just need regulation to comply, and we got a couple more things to get through, but I've never been more bullish on the space. I don't think it's going away. Development is going great on Bitcoin in terms of Lightning Network and everything. So I don't think, under no circumstance do I think we're heading to a multi-year bear market or anything. And I said that before. So let's go look at Ethereum. Ethereum looks great, man. Really does on the 1 day. Let me move this fib out. On the 1 day on Ethereum, it's kind of flagging, not necessarily flagging, but consolidating at this zone. Right now, this would be a resistance line. That's a crazy daily bullish hammer. If it can close that way, how long do we have? What, less than an hour, I think. That's an awesome looking candle. Ethereum looks amazing. It just does. Ethereum looks really good. Let's go to the 3 day. Yeah, price is respecting the 20 EMA just like it was on Bitcoin. It's still under the 50 moving average. Let's look at the 1 week. Weekly, it's above the 20 EMA. Bitcoin was basically there. It was just right at it. You want to see this week close above this 20 EMA. So you'll have one close and then two closes. It's only Tuesday today, so we have, 5 days left? So it's got some work to do, but you want to see it close above that 20 EMA because that'll give you a second close. That's more of a confirmed close above. I mean, you can close above any level and then the next day not confirm it, or the next time period not confirm it. So we got 5 days for that thing to close above the 20 EMA on the weekly, and then I think it's party time. I really do. And if we look at ETC BTC, it's kind of ETH BTC, it's kind of a gauge for where Ethereum is in terms of outperforming Bitcoin. So, I mean, look, and this isn't exactly, that's going to bother me. Let me get this drawn perfectly. Like, could Ethereum be in some sort of gigantic, high time frame kind of pennant consolidation pattern? So here's how I drew this. I'm just trying to see some patterns here. Yeah, so from down here to this line all the way through, you had a couple false breaks, but is this how it's respecting it? Price is on the weekly above the 20 EMA. It's now above the 50. We've got some time to go. It's got to get some more velocity going to pull the 20 above the 50. And it's trying to get back above this. It's right at the 0.5 fib level right now. This is kind of your gauge for all season. And if alts are going to outperform Bitcoin, ETH BTC always has been like that. But if we delete this line right here, could that be our true trend line? I don't know. If we don't look at this line right here, and I was trying to find areas to draw this, go from this wick to kind of here, or these real bodies, it's tough. Just dicking off. Time will tell, but it looks healthy. We've had 4 green weeks, and then this one so far is green in a row. And I don't know. I don't foresee. The thing that I'm liking about other alt setups, guys, it doesn't look like Ethereum's chart. Like, these other alt setups don't look like Ethereum's chart at all. But a lot of these look really healthy. Like, if we look at Venn, I think I've shared this a couple times. But if we look at Venn on the weekly, look how it respected that 20 EMA. Like, one of the most gorgeous charts I've ever seen in my entire life. If we look at Venn on the daily, and then we fib this from bottom to the top, price reversed at the 618 level, the macro 618 level. You have your inverse head and shoulders pattern here, in which it broke the descending neckline. I mean, typically you want as close to a horizontal neckline as possible, but you can have a descending neckline. I mean, that looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And then you're having price velocity off of that. Nothing crazy in volume yet, although we do have a couple volume spikes at the bottom, and recently that's above the volume moving average, which is nice, but you want to get more buying volume coming in. But, setups like VeChain, that is a phenomenal project and has a lot of development coming down the line, and they just released some good news the other day. You get a key bounce off the 618 level. It tells you price wants to go to 382, and then what happens there is going to determine the trend. So we're about to find out. However, if you're buying these key levels down here, the 618, this 20 EMA area bounce right here, I would hope it wouldn't come back to that, right? that it can start moving away from that, because you got a breakout from a localized bottoming bullish reversal pattern. You can come back down there and test it, but I'd hope it wouldn't go further to the downside. Then we'll be in some real pain. But I think we have time before we have to worry about that. So there's some certain chart setups like Ven that I liked in ADA, reversed at the 786, and here we go. Looks like it's on the stairway to heaven, just doing what it did last all season. It's about to pull the 50-day moving average on Bittrex is about to finally be above the 200 moving average that is just printing, and it looks phenomenal. It just does. How is price respecting the 3-day? There won't be a 200 moving average on there. Well, the 20 EMA is below the 50, but price is now above the 50. We need to get some velocity to pull that above. But a lot of these chart setups, like Icon, for instance, look like they're not fucking going back, right? They just don't. Do a trend-based Fibonacci extension. We're looking for new levels. Where can Icon go? First couple of places I'm looking for is the 1272 and 1618, 137,480 sats, 160, almost 9,000 sats. So a lot of these chart setups are looking like, okay, it's not going back down. If Bitcoin wants to go to $100,000, these alts are going to be in trouble, and we will adjust for that. But at the moment, with Ethereum BTC, getting back to Ethereum BTC, with it being kind of in the middle here, but still looking bullish, and having shown bullish growth over the past 4.5 weeks, a lot of these chart patterns on the other alts that we like and that we've been getting into are showing us that there's probably more ahead. There's probably more in store. And that could be ruined in a New York minute, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think, like, a lot of people were calling bear yesterday, and I was like, this is just a pullback for now. Like, this isn't like a bearish reversal or anything. People are buying these dips. Like, people are getting bullish on this. That, a lot of that selling was ridiculous for tax season and shit like that. And there's a lot of bullish news in this space. Charts look fucking great. They just do. So let's look at Litecoin. I think on the day chart, the inverse head and shoulders looks a little bit better. Yeah, it's not as great, but Litecoin's been underperforming. Everything else, it feels like, hasn't fucking gone anywhere. However, they don't call it the rock for no reason. It's pretty much looking like an Adam and Eve reversal pattern that Bitcoin is spewing out. Respected the 200-day moving average a couple times. Now it's trying to get back above it and close above it. If we go to the 3-day, it's not. I mean, it's being, okay, so on the 1 day, it's being rejected by the 200-day moving average. And on the 3-day, the 20 EMA. Let's look at the weekly. And we'll want to go to Bitstamp for that. Look at that gap. That tells me, oh man, you don't get gaps like, is that a gap on Coinbase? No. I wouldn't be surprised if that gap fills, even though that's only on Bitstamp. Kraken, I believe, has the longest Litecoin chart. Yes. There's no gap on there, so never mind. But on the weekly, it bounced off of the 50 moving average. Now it's just, wouldn't you call that kind of a shooting star, that candle right there? Maybe. I don't know if the handle's long enough. But, you want to see Litecoin get back above the 20 EMA on the weekly, which on the 3-day, be the 20 EMA on the 3-day. Probably meet some resistance at the 50 moving average. The 1 day, 200 moving average. Like, get back above these levels, and then we can start working our thing. But a rising tide lifts all boats, or what is that that people say? And if Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be going up, there's going to be capital coming into Litecoin too. Litecoin's a phenomenal project, top 10 by market cap, usually top 5, top 6. It's got a block halving coming up in about a year. It's Bitcoin's test net. There's just a lot of reasons, like payment protocols, atomic swaps. There's a lot of reasons that Litecoin will be worth a lot more in the future than it is today. This chart isn't the most bullish thing I've ever seen in my life. However, we're close to getting ourselves a nice Adam and Eve reversal. I think that's really all that matters. So there's nothing to really do in Litecoin. I think other than just dollar cost average in right now or just buy and wait. I don't think it's going to hell. Litecoin never really has gone to hell. It's always been caught by support somewhere. Like if you look, yeah, it's underneath here and it's bearish on the 1 day, technically by the moving average standards. But if we go to the log chart, like look at that freaking growth. That's insane. Yeah, we're bearish by moving average standards, but all these dips are always getting bought. So, oh, whoops. I wouldn't worry about this shit too much. Like, where would we take a trade at on Litecoin? Honestly, the 1 day, like right here. Because if you look at it, you're right on the 1 day 20 EMA. You're right below the 20 EMA on the 3 day. You're right below the 20 EMA on the weekly. But you could put a spec trade here with a stop below this candle, this current weekly candle low, 143.22. That'd tell you we're probably going lower. Maybe back to the 50. Maybe 50% of this spike. 138.85. On a weekly close below that, I probably wouldn't be willing to stay in that specific trade. The 0.5, but I don't think it's a bad place to spec buy some. Just because, yeah, this is technically on the 3 day and the weekly, not quite where we want to get for a confirmed buy signal. But I can't ignore this potential W bottom / Adam and Eve bottom on lower time frames. I can't ignore the opportunity to buy that. Can't. And if I get a chance to buy this on a 200-day moving average around like $69 or $71, you bet your ass I will. But right now, God, it's hard to see it keep going down that far. It just is. I mean, this at least would be your trend line. 107, 108. We're just not there right now. I think the market's bullish. I really do. So I'm not ready to call that. I mean, there's not a ton to do in Litecoin. The 1 day says, yeah, you can think about it for sure. 12 hours, not a ton. I mean, there's not a ton to do here. There's really not. Unless this is left shoulder hammerhead with a little W action. Right shoulder. It's not beautiful. There's, like I said, Litecoin is underperforming every other coin, but based on the day chart, right on this 20 moving average, even though this isn't where you would technically buy, the fundamentals and the dips that are always seeming to be bought in Litecoin would tell me this isn't a bad spot to get some. Throw it in a cold storage and see what happens. Let's look at NEO. You guys probably have a ton of questions that I can't get to. We're not looking for higher time frames to turn bear. What you be talking about? Okay. Let's look at NEO. Perfecto mundo. 20 EMA on Bittrex just crossed. Just got to pull that 50 up. Look at that bearish hammer. Bearish hamel. If this can close here as a bearish hammer, as a bullish hammer, that looks really promising. NEO looks awesome, man. It does. NEO looks really good. I think that the BTC chart is a little scarier because you had this head and shoulders. We shorted this neckline break down to the 200 moving average. Made a shit ton on leverage, made a shit ton of money. But here's the thing: is on the daily, you could have a head and shoulders to some weird looking Quasimodo inverse head and shoulders. It's not very symmetrical, so I won't call it that. But you do have the daily 20 EMA above the 50 moving average, and both are above the 200. That's bullish. And NEO is hilarious under $100 because it's fucking great coin. It's a phenomenal coin. Like, I think NEO $500 in the next 12 months, no question. As long as this market doesn't have some black swan event happen to it that we can't foresee. But But yeah, so if you wanted to get into Neo, okay, price is above the 20, both are above, or the 20 is above the 200, the 50 is underneath. So that's not necessarily a buy signal. You could wait for it to close above this 97. I'd probably wait for 100, but like you can't force a trade that's not necessarily there. Let's look at the 4-hour. It's got to be bullish. Of course it is. You could try to ride the 50 moving average on the 4-hour like it has been respecting. Like if I wanted to fib this current move, price is right at the 236. You want to see it close above this 236. And not only that, if we delete this real quick and use you want to see price get above that because it false broke above, came back down, bounced off the 50, and then now it's still below that previous peak before the false breakout. Because if we go to like the daily, like that's a non-confirmed daily close. It closed above one day, but then immediately came back down. And then now we're trying to get a bullish hammer reversal back above that resistance line. It's not the most key resistance line in the world, but it is a line for continuation, considering that it is also what I just showed you as the 236 line. It's horizontal resistance and it's the 236 line. If I once again, if I fib this from bottom to top, it's right at the 236 line as well. It's a little bit above it right now, but there's some confluence there. And it kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders on the daily. Left shoulder head and right shoulder is not as deep as you want. Not that you want it to go down any further, but symmetrical patterns are more tried and true patterns. But I mean, overall, guys, I had you guys buy this level. I told you in the chat it was going to $80, and then it was going to 93, and it even got up to 96. So, and this was back when price was like $51. I gave you those two targets, and it's hit both. So I expect Neo to continue. And here's another thing: if you want to compare this price action here, I know it's a little messy. Let me delete this little falling bullshit wedge we had here, gigantic one. And you look at, back before here was when Neo was ant shares. You look at kind of this market cycle, it kind of looks the same. Come back down. You had a little sideways pattern here, but then a spike up and then more consolidation. And it was just putting in a series of higher lows. Just putting in a series of higher lows. So, where did it get to previously? Where did it reverse at? The 886. Came back, settled at the 618. So if it wants to do that now, oh, look at that. Settled around the 886, got back above, and then you would look for it. Where did it peak at? The 0.5 previously? $382. Okay. That would tell you that price would want to come up to the 132 area. It couldn't quite get itself out of this hole on the first try. You'd always want to see that, but it usually doesn't. Comes back down, settles around the 618, builds for a little while, and then explodes into all-time highs. I mean, that's pretty much a fractal being repeated. If that reversed the 886 last time, didn't quite get below. This one did get below, but never really confirmed it. I mean, it immediately came back above. And this horizontal support here, this resistance term support, I told you guys need to buy it there. So Neo looks good. Not a ton to do right now. Just wait. We'll play other coins. Unless you want to own Neo, I don't think getting Neo at $85 for the future is the worst thing in the world if you're more of an investor. We like to trade. I have my investments. They're in cold storage, and I don't look at them. But if you wanted to invest, I don't think this is a bad area to average some in. So let's look at Bitcoin Cash because it had a lot of velocity last week. And why is it never on my chart? BCC, BTC, but where? There we go. Settling right above that daily 200 moving average. Man, that was a crazy rise, wasn't it? I think this should be respecting the 236 of the immediate move. Yeah. Came down below, but now it's trying to close back above it. Try to pick this up at the 20 EMA, I think. What was the volume like? This is Poloniex, so it doesn't matter. Let's look at coin market cap and see where the most volume came in at. It's probably Korean. OKX. Hit BTC. Yeah. Yep. I don't know if TradingView has OKX. No. OK coin, is that the one? No, that's a dollar forward. So let's go to hit BTC, BCH. How much volume are we talking? Not a ton. On that spike, well, that's not great. Yeah, not a ton. I probably wouldn't buy it then. I don't like that volume profile. Daily RSI is at 6260. I mean, last time that this reversed like this, it had a lot of volume. Just didn't have a lot of volume this time. And of course, this is on Poloniex, but I mean, let's look at Binance or Coinbase. Okay, that's a lot of volume, but it's more bearish volume than bullish. Let's look at Bitfinex. Yeah, about the same volume profile. Nothing crazy. Try to buy it on the 20 EMA if you can. I mean, or here right on the 200 moving average on the daily, but I don't know. I think we can find better setups. But again, we're finding the same pattern on a lot of the large caps, this kind of Adam and Eve looking shit here, which I'm liking. I don't know. I think we can find better setups. Let's look at EOS. Got to be picky with our setups, guys. I know what I'm looking for. Man, what a good trade that was. It was like 4x almost. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. You try to get it on the 1 day 20 EMA, but I'm going to be picky with this one. And as my Binance chart showed, if you're patient, you'll be able to get it near this area, this support turn resistance. Because if you look at, I don't know when it'll be. What's the if we go down to Bitfinex, what is the 3 day? It should have a 3 day 20. This should have a 3 day 20 EMA. It's so far below. But RSI is pretty maxed out, but it could stay around here and build a bear div. The only place I try to get this, to be honest with you, is this horizontal level. Resistance turn support. It wasn't much resistance, but it's clear horizontal support. I mean, this could be painting a power wave like crazy, right? But I get my shit where I want it, or I don't get it at all. Period. And I bet you that you could get a solid ass bounce whenever it happens off of this level on EOS, and then go hunt other entries. Like if we do a trend-based fib extension, or this bounce, almost the 1618, almost. It's a good place for it to retrace. Do I think it's going to come back down to 140,000 sats right now? I don't know. Maybe on a wick. Maybe on like a ETH BTC style Poloniex wick. Let me find it. Where was it? Let's hide volume. Yeah, this one right here. Maybe on that. A lot of people made a lot of money on this. Do I think EOS is worth $25 right now? I don't know. I think Icon's a better platform. I think Neo is a better platform. But yeah, that's where I'd get it, guys, right around 140,000 sats. Like, I'll get it where I want it or I won't get it at all. Ethereum Bitcoin actually doesn't look like a bad trade right now on the 4-hour. All right, let's look at Icon. And again, with Icon, we're shitting in high cotton because we have such a good entry. And we'll look at the daily again. Because like if you guys noticed, and you go back through like my stream from last week and shit, we were looking at 4 hours and 6 hour 20 EMAs. And as things start to get more extended, you'll buy the 4 hour on the beginning of the move when we have a perfect looking setup. But as things start to get extended and price starts to move more to the upside and you start to get more bullish reversals, then we're going to want to zoom out to the 12-hour 20 EMA. Or we'll like a setup on the 1 day 20 EMA and we'll zoom into the 12-hour to try to get a more accurate entry. So let's see here. Let's look at the 1 day. Perfect. Now, let me delete this trend-based fib extension. And this is done now. We will extend this. I want to rechart this. Fib this. We could even fib it here because that would have been a false break above this one. Yeah, reverse to the 786 almost perfectly. 786 reversals want to go to the 382. That tells you at least 56,000 sats almost. I think that we don't come back here again. Icon is a juggernaut just waiting to happen. We could get a slow climb of this trend line here, guys. Much like I believe Ethereum did on the USD chart. Yeah, something like this, where you have this trend line. And it'll spike above. You'll get a reversal back, establish the trend line. I mean, if you look, this was pretty much a valid trend line since the beginning. I mean, it didn't quite touch back here, but it's valid. If you do the real bodies, it certainly is, but I don't do real body trend lines typically. So something like this, like a large time frame consolidation pattern I could see. I mean, if you look at ICX on the USD chart, there was a full retrace with the W bottom. Like, what the fuck more do you need to see? And then if it wants to ride this trend line like a wild cowboy here, come back up, maybe touch it one more time, continue on. I mean, that would correspond with Icon kind of doing the same thing on the US dollar chart. Not as pertinent of a trend line or as valid because we do have a higher low here, whereas on the USD chart, we didn't really get much. I mean, we didn't get a real body higher low. We got a wick higher low on the W bottom, but I'm paying attention to Icon and BTC because I can't trade it on the US dollar chart anywhere. So you want to see it get back above this resistance line. Like if I take this macro fib off, we know it reversed the 786. Awesome. That's a perfect market cycle reversal pattern. Or if we want to do a trend-based Fibonacci extension here, just go from here, see where it bounced to. It almost got to the 1 before it reversed. And now it's below the 786. And if you look, there's some confluence here that the 272 is a resistance level that's right near all-time highs. 87,000 sats, 88,700 sats. Not that would be, I mean, that would be a natural area for resistance, but yeah. And if you look at the previous move, fib, it reversed right above the 786, just like it macro reversed on the big move of the 786. This is not by accident, guys. These coins do this shit. And we know Icon, I mean, they haven't even come out with their, yeah, they have a high coin supply, 400 million released right now, and then 400 million waiting in the wings and divided in different ways. I think they hold 20% of the max supply. There'll be 800 million max supply, and then the Icon Foundation has a, in the white paper, they have the rights to expand it, I believe 20% of the supply every year if they need to. They wouldn't saturate their own market. I think that's just if the Icon network gets so out of hand with demand that they don't have enough tokens. Not only because we know they're going to stake, at least we're damn sure they're going to stake. I guess you don't know until it happens. We're not sure on masternodes yet. Could have masternodes. We'll see. But when you stake, much like Icon does with Neo, and Neo has 100 million coin supply, so it's not the exact same thing. A lot of people say that gas is going to be worth more in the future than Neo. I don't know. But when you stake, you get paid essentially a dividend for throwing it in a wallet and not looking at it. That takes some of the sell-side liquidity off the market. We don't have that yet with Icon. We have that with VeChain and their strength nodes, but we don't have that with Icon yet. So when that is released, I know they still have to do token releases and shit like that and do the airdrops to the people who were early investors that a lot of us aren't going to be able to participate in. So, but those people are early investors. I don't see them, a lot of them dumping a coin they so rightly believe in when they're getting new free ones, and then you're going to have staking mechanisms off of that. Like it seems counterintuitive to me unless you're chasing a cheap payday, a quick payday. Look, we all know this coin's going to $20, right? I always say this, but I bought Neo at 3, I bought Ethereum at 20, Bitcoin at 1,200. Like, we all know this coin's going to $20 minimum. Do I think it has 100 in it? That's a large coin supply. They'd really have to fucking dominate, I think, to get to 100. But reasonably, like if we fib extend the USD chart on Icon, trend-based fib extend it, like the 1618 at 2140. And perfect confluence if we just fib it by itself. Let me turn that pink and put this fib over to the right, over to the left. I don't know my right from left. Look at that. They line up almost perfectly. The one was the trend-based fib extension, so the basically the beginning of the chart to the all-time high back to the bounce, which was a slightly, I guess it was just even low. I don't know. But the pink one is that, and the yellow one is that, and the pink one is from top to bottom. And they're almost the exact same thing. That tells you we have a limited data set, but at the same time, there is confluence for these levels. And the 1618, I think, is probably a good area to start looking to take profits right around there. Maybe take your initial investment out if you want, or you can just let it ride. It's up to you. I mean, you got to take profits with what's comfortable with you. I will be selling a large portion right around there. But the US dollar chart tells us that that is entirely possible. So that is the 1618 is a 5x almost exactly from current US dollar levels. What does the BTC chart tell us if we do the same thing? It's 3.5x. You'd have to imagine that Bitcoin would be higher if the capital's coming into the market and people need Bitcoin to trade, all these alts. Like Icon wouldn't be the only one that's spiking like this. You'd have to imagine Bitcoin would be higher. That would make sense to me. The Bitcoin price goes up 3.5 times. The Icon Bitcoin price goes up 3.5 times. The Icon USD price goes up 5 times. That sounds very reasonable. Am I saying what I want to hear? Probably. But I believe in that chart so much. So, I mean, I'm not selling here. We got in very low. We got in like 30,000 sats. I mean, look at this fucking entry that we had. Why would you not ride this out and get yourself a nice Lambro, bro? Like, if you're new around here, look at this fucking entry that we had. All these were badass entries. Did you bite? I need to do that because we're up almost 2x. Like, we're over here buying bottoms and then dicking off during alt season because we got better entries than everyone else. Look at this. If I hit play, perfect, bounce right off our buy zone, and then look where we are right now. If this is our buy zone, 25,000 sats, I think it said right above 24,000 sats, and we waited for it like way up here. Why the hell, and we waited a while, why the hell would we sell right now? Just ride that shit to new all-time highs. I mean, if you want to look at EOS as potentially, all right, as potentially having a leading role in alt season for what these other alts can do, and you look at EOS, how it just kept climbing the stairway to heaven on the daily, you think Icon can't do that? Is you out your damn mind? It's not even below the 20 EMA on the daily yet. Like, it's just going to keep pushing it up. And yeah, this looks like more like a wick off top here. So it's a little bit different, whereas EOS looks more like a normal emotional market cycle. But at the same time, you have an all-time high, crazy ass drop down. That's probably the 786 or the 618. 618, yeah. So it shows you what Venn can do. The EOS chart looks a lot like the Venn chart. Versus the 618, you had a peak, drop down to the 618, catches there. Why can't it ride that 20 EMA up to 4 or 5x? I fucking bet you it does. I bet you it does. A lot of these look good, man. If it fails, it fails. But our entries are so freaking precise. Look at this Venn entry that I pushed out and didn't take. I moved it down to the 786. I had planned for the longest time. Look where price was. I looked planned for the longest time to grab it at the 618 and at the 786. Look at this. Lines up perfectly with this 618 line. Push play again. There we go. Like, we were buying. We didn't buy this one. I pushed out. I said I'm buying the 618 and 786. Targets will be new highs. And I said new buy zone only at 786. Bitcoin was going fucking crazy, but like, these are the levels that we're buying. Like, just ride it out. Look at EOS for what these coins can do. All right, let's look at Aeon. It's riding the daily 20 EMA like every other coin is right now. You kind of have your W bottom. It never really went ape shit before. It's in the interoperability alliance with WanChain and Icon. It's phenomenal technology. I mean, it's badass. So we know the fundamentals are there, like talking to other blockchains and shit. I didn't even know blockchains could talk. But look at it push off. I mean, yeah, it's going to fake close below, or it's going to wick below this 20 EMA on the daily. I mean, this is kind of where we're at. Grab shit at the 20 EMA on the daily on a lot of these coins that look like this. Like, one of them that I can think of that was closed, maybe it was on the 12-hour, is Zem. Daily 20 EMA. Yeah, same one underneath the 200 moving average, but I bet it I mean, that's a nice, what is that? Looking like kind of bull flaggy on the real bodies. Kind of looking like maybe a pennant. I don't know. But it's looking like a bullish continuation pattern. And if you want to do some sort of a measured move on this, from the 20 EMA, it takes you directly to the 618 macro fib, 5,700 sats. But I don't think it's coming back after that, because the 618 macro fib also lines up perfectly with this horizontal resistance right there. So you have a confluence of that being a measured move, this horizontal resistance, and then the most previous market cycles, 786 fib reversal, and it's right at that 618 of that macro fib. That could be a trade. Maybe you exit your initial investment there. I don't think you should. Look at last all season when it finally reversed. Like, that's some crazy ass shit. Now this is different looking, like big time. But if you look at a previous time, that NEM was in this position. And what happened? Finally went above. Put your stop on a 3-day close below the 1-day 50 moving average. If you write that down, it'll make sense. Like, give yourself a chance here. Like, give yourself a fucking chance here. Like, we could be right here. Look at that. That's pure insanity. And you have to ask yourself, like, is this going to fail? I don't think so, because the previous market cycle did this bullshit at versus the 618 and then died. This came all the way down to the 786, established a real body higher low on the 1-day, barely, but it did. And we're getting a W bottom formation out of this. Nowhere around here did we get that in the previous market cycle. The fractal isn't there. The only fractal that I'm seeing is, hey, this is on top of the 20 EMA. We're getting a bullish continuation consolidation pattern right here. And it's not technically bullish because the 1-day moving average aren't bullish. I understand that, but I will take my chances at these levels. You can put a stop below like I said, if a 3-day closes below the 50 moving average on the 1-day, it'd be kind of hard to line up, but you can do it. Like, give yourself a chance here, or maybe just put it below the 786 fib level, like 3,500 sats. Give yourself a chance. I don't think it'll go back below that. I think the risk reward is there. Now NEM has a huge market cap, so I'm not looking for like new all-time highs or anything like that. I'll look for the 382 because you do have, off the top of my head, legit horizontal resistance. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Legitimate horizontal resistance at right around the 382 area. So go before 8,700 sats. Get your initial investment out. Put the rest into cold storage and let it ride long term. Or just fucking sell it and go put it into something else. Or sell it for Bitcoin and let Bitcoin be your long term holding. Like, get yourself some free Bitcoin like that. So I don't know. I think NEM is a prime ass setup. I think we're gonna make some good money on that one. And you have your trade criteria. Like, okay, I'll probably put my stop. Forget the 1-day, 3-day, 50 confusing shit. I'll probably put my stop below the 786 on a daily close. So below 3,500 sats on a daily close. If I get faked out after that, I get faked out. But I'm not looking for a triple bottom, because I wouldn't look for this to be an inverse head and shoulders, because this left shoulder on the real bodies are a little bit, like, they're like right in line with the head. Like, that's not necessarily the most symmetrical looking thing in the world. So, yeah. Another one I'm liking right now is Power Ledger. What's up, Power? You're being an asshole last night. But on the daily, I'm looking at the Bittrex chart because it has more of a history than the Binance chart. Barely, but it does. We bought this 886 fib level. We're letting it ride. I'm adding more to my position. On this 20 EMA here, like right above it, like I think this is probably a pretty fair spot to buy and wait. Stop maybe below 5,000 sats. Like, yeah, I know it's a little riskier, but I think Power Ledger can go to new all-time highs. There's rumors of a partnership that they had with somebody, I can't remember, that they're supposed to be announcing tomorrow or something like that. Yeah, I sound very informed, I know. But I bought this yesterday before I knew about that potential news. That's just icing on the cake. But if you want to try to grab this on the 1-day 20 moving average, or maybe even get yourself a faster, quick 1-day 20 EMA, or try to get yourself a quicker entry right here on the 12-hour 20 EMA that hasn't quite turned bullish yet. We have a 200 moving average printed on the 12-hour. We do not have it on the 1-day yet. So the only thing we have to go off of is this 1-day. The 20 is above the 50. The 20 is pointing up. It's not flattening out yet. You'd have to expect that if it wants to fake out and touch this 5,800 sats and then continue on, that we're going to get an explosive move out of this. I mean, the bottom line is that this was a perfect respect of the 886 macro fib level. That tells you that it's at least going to want to come out and try to dig itself out of this hole here, right near the 0.5 fib, 8,400 sats. Oh, I didn't know I could flag coins like that. Well, nice. I think that it's going to keep respecting this 20 EMA, and then you can get yourself a nice move up to here. And then look, what could we have from there? We could have a left shoulder, a Humpty Dumpty head, and a right shoulder potentially, where that kind of would start looking like and if it wants to come up the previous all-time highs, and then dip the cup handle to like 0.5 of the current move of the cup, that could be or the 382, that could be a badass macro cup and handle. We'll get there when we get there. But these horizontal levels right here are good areas to take out either portions of your initial investment, your entire initial investment, and let a banging project like Power Ledger do its thing long term. Pay yourself later. But yeah, I think it's near a buy zone. I mean, I called it last night, and then Bitcoin started being a cuck. But I honestly think it's near a buy zone. I'm bullish on these alts, man. Mega bullish on these alts because you're going to have US dollar fiat trading pairs on like Bittrex and all these other exchanges where you're not going to necessarily need Bitcoin to only trade to only trade a lot of these alts. Do I think the liquidity on said alt pairs that are paired with USD instead of Bitcoin, I think it's going to be insanity? No, I don't, but it's going to be able to bring liquidity into these markets in different ways, which is good. Pushes the buying pressure up. I can't short Power Ledger. I don't know if you count Bitfinex, but if I'm trading it, I got to be buying it, and then the only time I'm selling is either on a stop or on profit taking. So, yeah. All right, what you guys got here? Let's look at some questions. The Belina bag entry point. Yeah, he sold the fucking bottom like a dumbass. What a dumbass. You also see Storm as bullish as I do, Noah. Let's look at it. Fuck. Yes. Yes, I do. But is this the only market it's listed on? Yes. Okay. What's the market cap? All right, 10 billion Storm, 7 cents, $260 million, 76 ranked. Okay. Gamified micro tasks. What? This is a fucking stupid project. Storm market is changing the way that people all around the world earn with one simple model. Earn from anywhere, anytime, from any device. I don't know. I have to look into it more. Maybe it's not a stupid project, but it doesn't fucking matter during alt season. Let's look at the 12. Okay. God damn. That looks really sexually deviant. I'm kidding. That looks really good. Holding the 236, the current move, which is your immediate continuation zone. Was that the 236 of this move? No. One false break below. Doesn't matter. Gosh. What's the volume look like? I probably wouldn't buy this right now, to be honest with you. I mean, you do have your trend line. Only trend line you've ever had on this coin. Probably try to buy it on that trend line. And that could coincide with a cup and handle move to the right around the 20 EMA move. That's probably where I buy it, like the low mid 600s. This wants to go sideways for a while, flatten this 20 EMA out, and then meet it at the trend line somewhere around here, much like was it ONT or Juan that did that? I think it was ONT. Yes, right around here. Why isn't Juan on here? They just keep taking my shit off here. Told you guys to grab it on this trend line, right near it. But you see how the 20 EMA was coming near the trend line on Juan? That's what I'm referencing. Try to grab it near that area. Otherwise, man, I don't think the risk reward is there. You're betting on it pumping from here, which it certainly could. I don't see why not. And you're getting a lot of long lower wicks. You do have some upper wicks up here too. So, and it looks like it's respecting this consolidate. It's just a bunch of inside days basically. Since it's insane. Yeah, I don't. Gosh, do I think it goes higher? Yeah. Do I think this is the best risk reward zone? No, but it looks good. I mean, it looks like it could want to do something with its life, unlike me. Is that Storm's advisors? Are those Storm's? That's pretty cool, I guess. She's got sandy blonde hair. She's got a pretty good looking face. I guess because things are getting pretty serious. Okay, let's look at Tron. Ooh, back above 1,000. 1 day 20 EMA is your friend. On when you can put some bids also right above 700 sats on this horizontal support turn resistance turn support, excuse me. Try to get a wick down to there. Maybe put it like 710, 715 sats and try to grab that on some dumbass dumping their shit. The volume profile is great. It's not explosive yet, but the volume profile is great. And right around the bottom, you did have some large green dildos. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Tron looks fucking awesome, and I think we still got like a month, almost. Like I think at the end of this month is when their mainnet is releasing. If they even have one, I don't know. I don't care. I think this will go to new all-time highs. People love buying this fucking coin, man. People like coins that have communities, aka globs of bag holders, that are U.S. dollar cheap. I mean, what's Tron, like 7 cents or something like that? 10 cents? Oh, 9 cents. Wow. I saw somebody the other day talking about Tron and the dollar. I'm like, come on, dude. Bro, come on. Come on. That's like a 60 it's like a $60 billion coin, market cap wise. Oh, that would put it as number 2 by far. Well, if the market cap explodes that much, it probably wouldn't be. But as of now, it'd be almost 2 times higher than Ripple. It's like shit coins unite at the top. Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, Tron. Tron's got a mainnet. It's not as much of a shit coin anymore. Can't hate on it. A lot of blockchains don't have like a lot of these fucking projects don't have TRX is not going to $50 to $100. I told you guys, if it has a working mainnet, I can't hate on it as much because, and I won't. And look, nobody's made more money in Tron percentage wise than we have. Bought at 235 sats, sold at like 1900, sold the last of it at 1600 sats. Okay, we bought this all up and down this bitch. We bought it at 600 sats. It's above 1,000 right now. So, like, if you've done better in Tron, good on you. But I can speak on behalf of the entire Tron community because I've dominated them since last winter. Like, completely just dominated all of them in terms of ROI on this coin. If it's got a working mainnet, can't really talk shit. Do I think it's the next Ethereum? No. Fuck no. I don't really care. I hope Tron goes to fucking 60. I hope Tron goes to $10 or $1 or whatever, and goes to $60 billion market cap. Because that means Icon's going to go to like $90, and I will literally probably buy Puerto Rico instead of moving there. Not quite. But if you want to get into Tron at this point, I think the only place that I would try to get it is probably the daily 20 EMA. Let's look at the 12-hour. Yeah, it hasn't respected this 12-hour as well on the whole move up. Compared to the 1 day, it fake closed below, caught the 50, jumped above, one closed below, jumped back above again. I think the 20 is a more reliable signal than the 1 day 20 EMA is a more reliable signal than the 12-hour on this one. Let's look at Verge. God, did we had a fucking great trade on Verge last night or what? It's respecting the daily 50 like a lot of these coins do during bull season. If you bought it, hold it. It's looking good. I would dump it below this trend line. So we bought it last night at, what, 700 sats? This is day. I'm an asshole. No, we bought it right around like 7:30. And it spiked immediately. Within an hour, it was up like to 850 sats. Like, that shit was a great call. Good job, Bart. I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, if you put your stop at below break even, below 725 sats, like you could take 10% off the table right now and lower your entry to where that would still be slight profit for you. Try to let this bitch ride. And then do a mental stop on a daily close. I'd probably put a 2-day close below this trend line right here. Still bullish though. 20's above the 50. Both are above the 200. You didn't have an amazing volume profile here. You had a huge red candle after the mainnet, or after the partnership with Pornhub. But this thing had a lot of price velocity, and I don't think it ends here. They could come up and bull trap everybody around this 1,000 sat area. I don't think it's going to though. Let's look at Dragon Chain. A lot of these KuCoin coins are being cucks right now. They're not respecting their 1 day 20 EMA. I mean, if we look at the 3 day 20 EMA, it's below that too. So, much like you just did with Verge, you're going to look for it to continue to respect the 50 moving average on the daily. As long as it respects that with closes above, we good. And it's at the 0.5 of the current move. I expected a bounce here. It went below, but it's closing above. I expected a bounce here. I do. 886 reversal tells you wants to go to the 0.5 at least. You know, I think Dragon's a $10 to $12 coin. You know, and that wouldn't quite get it out of this hole right here. $19,600 sats around there. 20. It'll make a run for 20,000. Bounce off the first time. You can catch it back at 20 EMA or something on the daily. What's the volume profile look like? It's bullish. That's a pretty big volume candle right there. The green's outweighing the red. And then this even kind of starts to look like a inverse Humpty Dumpty head and shoulders thing here at the bottom. But overall, you know, we all know we love Dragon. What they're going for is phenomenal. And we're huge believers there. So I just keep holding this. Honestly, it looks fucking great. Just buy more. Buy more here. That was me talking to myself. That's not financial advice. Let's look at Lux. It's being a douchebag right now. I think it still respects this 50. I do. We'll see. Not a lot to do right now. Maybe try to buy it at the 50 for a bounce. It's got a bigger picture to paint here, guys. I'd let it paint it. Don't get crazy. Don't be crazy to sell your Lux too early. Markets retrace. I mean, if we fib this move, it's above the 0.5 right now. That's what you want for immediate continuation. The 618 bounce, go to the 382. What happens there? We'll figure it out from there. But like, it's at the point. It's closing above the 0.5 right now. Today. And that'd be 4 days in a row that it closes above the 0.5 of the current move. I'd let it play out. And even the 618 isn't a bad buy zone because that's where the daily 50 moving average is. So if you have to, you could buy some there for at least equivalent of the 382 zone, which would be 92,604 sats. We'll call it 93,000 sats up to 119,247 sats. We'll give a little bit on the above that and a little bit below it. You're looking at 25%. High probability move. Take your initial investment out, free Lux. Stake that Lux, earn more Lux off your free Lux. I'm going to stand back up. I got to stand up more. Physical therapist said, you fat shit, quit sitting down. So let's look at Zcoin. Oh, baby. Wicked below the 786 of the current market cycle move. Didn't close below that. Now it's trying to pull the daily 20 EMA above the 200. It's looking good. I don't know what the fuck you would call this formation here. But just tells me that more is on the way. Just more sideways movement. It's got to figure its shit out. It's like a kid that just, yeah, you know, like I said, I don't fucking know. Yeah, so it's got more shit to do. I'm not. What's the 4 hour tell us? What kind of fucking weirdo? What is that? What do you even call that? A diamond formation? If anything, it looks like a diamond formation. Let it do its thing. Isn't that a reversal of the downside pattern? I don't know. I haven't traded diamond formations. Diamond formation trading. Diamond top, yeah. Signal the end of an uptrend. Well, that's where I stop because this isn't much of an uptrend. The volume's low. This is Bittrex though. So if we look on the Binance, it's been a little bit more of a volume profile. Didn't Palm Beach call XCC? It's respecting the daily 20 EMA. You could buy it here and just put a stop on it, below 435,000 sats, I guess. I love this coin. It's a masternode coin. Does a lot of things right that like Zcash doesn't do. It's got a great development team. It's got a great backing team backing behind it. Its all-time high in USD was like easily like $140 or something like that. Let me look it up. Oh shit, it's fucking $180. Real body 140. Yeah, it's crazy. Put in a higher low. It's probably the 786 or 886 of the current previous market cycle. 886. Yeah, bottoms in. Bottoms in for sure. It can come back down here to the 50 moving average on the daily and put an inverse head and shoulders pattern in. A pretty damn good one. But I think the bottom's in. You could try to catch it at the 20 EMA on the daily and at the 50 EMA or 50 moving average on the daily and just let it ride. And 886 go to 0.5s, so you could take your initial investment out around right under $100, like $99, which would make a ton of sense. That makes a ton of sense. And it's, and it also could be coming up here, come back down, touch the 200 moving average, maybe wick below, continue on, and then you have an even larger inverse, weird ass looking bat head and shoulder fucking looking thing. Like textbook. That's textbook. Let's look at Weibai. Wabi boo boo. Oh my god. Wait, are the fucking alts starting to take off again? Looks like there's some green across the board. Oh my goodness gracious, Wabi, you look sexual, baby. You look good. I hope my neighbors can't hear me. I'm kidding, Wabi. I'm married. Would you fucking stop it? Okay, so we have like a Adam and Eve formation W bottom, maybe like a lowercase W bottom. Bounced off the 20 EMA on the daily. Where how did it respect the 12-hour? Probably went below it real quick. Yeah. Ooh, baby. That is an ascending triangle, kind of. Not really. More of a rising. That's not enough there to call it anything really. It is ascending though. I mean, you could do 2 points to here. Not enough. It's never enough. But we bought Wabi fucking near the bottom, so we're shitting in high cotton. Just try to respect the daily 20 EMA here. I guess I wouldn't like that formation if it came back down, if it closed right here and came back down and touched the daily. I like the chart. Where would you get in at? I mean, the next resistance horizontal isn't until like almost 21,000 sats. You could call it 20,000 sats on a real body because that key psychological number. It's tough. You like the chart, but you're a stickler for entry, so where do you get in? You try to buy on the, what's the 6-hour 20 EMA tell us? I don't like buying on the 4-hour here. That puts us at 14.6. 12-hour put us at 14.2. 13.6. Yeah, I don't know. I like the chart. I mean, you could try to buy around 14.6, maybe average in 3 areas. Take the amount of Wabi that you want to have and buy in at like 14.6, 14.3, 13.6, 5, 13.7, and try to average in that way so that if it starts moving against you in the short term, you're going to be able to average down and get your position because you like the chart as a whole. That could be a way to do it. I like buying. I like buying charts like this, but I like buying better setups. I don't think the risk reward is the worst thing in the world if you're not in. But yeah, I'd say 14.65, 14.7 would be probably the first area I'd look to maybe try to get in. Let's look at the comments. XBY, ass coin of the century, pissing me off. Yeah, if it has a daily close below 798 sats, I'm gonna fucking dump this shit. No, I won't. I'll just keep holding it. I bought mine like back here, so I'm not really worried about it. But I like the project. It's doing a full market cycle, man. It is. What if Extra Bytes is leading the way for the rest of the market? You kind of have this W shit here. It's not astounding or anything. Couldn't climb out of the hole. Never recovered. Dumped. I think, what if, like, I just wonder if, like, insiders got patent news on it or something. Because what a fucking dipshit coin this is being right now. It's right at the, yeah, no, it's below the macro 886. No, it's not. It's holding it. Barely. Let me delete this shit here. Yeah, it's barely holding that macro 886. It's got to hold this. I think it will. It should. If not, what are we going to look at next? The 113. And if this is, there we go. Move this to be perfect. Just like me, because I'm a princess. Trying to hold it, baby. If not, you're probably looking 250 to 300 sats again, maybe 400 to 500 if you want to do one of those boxes here. Let it dip in there, rise above, sell it, get it next time. See you in 6 months. Not a lot to do. When you could buy this 886 level. OST. Do I have OST on here anymore? I used to. No. I wonder if they'll still have it charted for me. I actually liked this project. I looked at it on stream a while ago, months ago, and I liked it. And that's probably a 886 reversal. Don't just click. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, bruh? Sad. Ooh, dip below the 886. It's looking good. It's one day 20 EMA. What's the 12 EMA say? Yeah, I'll do the 1 day 20 EMA. Looks good though. I mean, it absolutely, without a doubt, has to move away from this 3,300, 3,200 sat level area. It needs to. I think you can let it spike, come back and get it. I really do. Let it do its thing. Let it show you that it's bullish. What's the volume profile look like? Not bad. Not crazy, but not bad. Yeah, you can probably let it spike, come back and get it. Let it tell you that it's bullish. No need to rush in. Yo, chill out. Dogs? All right. Did we look at ETC, BTC yet? No. I believe it's been bullish. Oh, yeah, look at that bullish coin. Wow, looks phenomenal. Nuts. Not a lot to do. I wanted to show me that it's bullish. Come back and get it on the retrace. Be patient with it. What's the USD chart look like? It's only 2140. Yeah, it's got some shit to sort out. What a disappointment of a coin. It's fucking Barry's fault. It's Barry's fault. I blame him. Not a lot to do here. Let it sort itself out. Buy the retrace. Let's look at Cardano. Cardano. Little baby. Where did we buy this one at? Yeah. I am buying two zones. 786 fib level, 886 fib level. Push play. Got the 786. Look at that. Look how good we're doing here, baby. Almost a 2x. Just let it keep going. I'm looking for this to respect the daily 20 EMA, much like EOS did, and just go to new all-time highs. This is the platform coin. People fucking love this coin. Korea loves it a lot, even though they should like Icon instead. Yeah, so try to get it to the daily 20 EMA, like near it. And if you want to be a wise ass, try to get it at the 12-hour 20 EMA, which would line up with kind of this resistance turn support. Spy Q levels, try to get it right around there. If it comes back, I don't know. It's hard to say because we bought it so low. This is the easiest. Oh my gosh, such an easy buy. Just let it go, baby. I really think it's going to take off much in the way that EOS did. Just respect that 20 EMA all the way up. What's the 4-hour say on Cardano? Six-hour doesn't tell me much. We don't like to buy tops, right? So we like to buy retraces, guys. That's why I'm being stringent about this. It's like, I'm saying, yeah, this chart looks good. I think it's going to go to new all-time highs, but I'm not FOMO. I wouldn't have you FOMO into it. Like I wouldn't FOMO into it myself because I'd want to buy a retrace. Yeah, it's bullish. It's not 6 hours bullish. But like if I look at the 12-hour, 50 isn't above it yet. Isn't above the 200. The 20 MA is. If I look at the 1 day, 20 is above the 50. 50 is not quite above the 200 yet. Like, let it show you what it is and come back and grab it. So, and I know I look a lot better from far away than I do up close. I'm sorry about that. My crooked ass nose and fat face and shit like that, but it happens. So, target 786 macro reversal, 47,000 sats would be, or I'm sorry, the 382 right around this zone, 58,000 sats. 5,500 sats isn't a bad place to look for some profit taking. And then, you know, um, just some to lower your position, lower your entry, and then let the rest ride. Winners let the trades ride. But you can take profits on the way up to lower your entry. Yeah, I'd say probably the near the 1-day 20 EMA, guys, or like 3,600 sats. It's a little more dangerous. It really is. But gosh, it's tough. I know everybody wants to buy everything, but it's tough. So let's look at gain credits. Fuck is this shit? No, I'm good on that. No thanks. I mean, this could be a good level to buy. This coin does spike, but it hasn't been above the 200 moving average in a long fucking time. That's a lot of death there. Has there been an accumulation of volume? Yes. You could buy here. It's right on the 20 EMA. It's kind of a consolidation pattern. Yeah, you can buy right here. Stop below the 50 moving average. Stop below 17,000 sats on a daily close. I think the risk reward is certainly there. And then I mean, look, here's the thing. This coin likes to respect the 200 moving average. Here, can get above here, can get above here. It's flattening out now. So price could at least magnetize up there. And it's above the 20 EMA. I think you could buy it right here for sure and maybe sell a good portion that would bring your initial investment down more near the 17,000 sat zone. So that if you do have to get stopped out, it'll be a very small loss, or it could be a slight profit, and that'd be like great active trade management, and let the rest ride. You could do that. I don't advise taking a gigantic position. Like this probably doesn't have a ton of trading volume, but this setup is the risk reward is there for sure. Where would your target be after that? God, I don't fucking know. I think I'd look at horizontals here. 52,000 sats, 69,000 sats. Oh, classic. Just below that, so like 68,500 just to be safe, and then 100,000 sats ish. I can't help you from there. Sorry that you only made that much. V-Bay. I hate this coin. Looks good though. Yeah, baby. What's the 20 EMA on the 12 hour? So bumping right against that 200 moving average. Nothing to do right now. If you want like a confirmed signal, could buy the 1-day 20 EMA and let it do its thing. Stop below 2,500 sats on a daily close. Something like that. Just buy these levels and let them work themselves out. I don't think this coin's going to die or anything, even though it is a shit coin. But it's music on the blockchain, and I understand that music needs to be on the blockchain. But I ain't a crazy fan. ADX was on Bittrex4 was on Binance, I think, if I remember right. Binance isn't that old. Yes. Same shit. Since the 200 moving average on the daily has been around, it hasn't done shit with it. So you could buy here, and I just probably wouldn't, to be honest with you. Like, I'm cool. It does look like this pattern is, number one, ascending on the bottom, so you do have a trend line. Let me get rid of this. There we go. If we want to do the real bodies, it's right against it because it looks like it is respecting the real bodies. If you don't want to, you could go on the wick. Like you could do this wick of this candle right here, and that one was a false break below, and every other one after that respected it. That's probably a valid trend line. From the bottom to the left to the first wick you can get it to, false break below, everything else respects it since then. That is what I would probably call a valid trend line. So it is respecting it. If you like, yeah, maybe buy it when it breaks upward of that area and the 1 day 200 moving average on a quick retrace to like the 4 hour 20 EMA, maybe the 6 hour. I just probably wouldn't buy it right now, to be honest with you. Probably wait at least for it to break this pattern. It's coming to an end. It's like a 10x pay. Shitcoin. Fucking shitcoin. It's got a good team though. That Julian dude's badass. I like that dude. He's dead ass serious about his little shitcoin. Like that dude is like a little engine that could. He's dead serious about this coin. They do a good job marketing it, or like marketing themselves and being active on YouTube and shit. But has there been a volume? I wasn't looking. A little bit. I mean, it's flattening out. It looks like the kind of coin that pumps like a fucking crazy ass. You guys could buy this. I mean, put a stop on like a daily close below 14,500 sats, or if you have a crazy risk tolerance, like below 12,000 sats. But this 200 moving average is starting to flatten out. I don't count this really. Price is so far away from it. Price is magnetizing towards this 200 moving average, and it's starting to flatten out. It's above the 20, 20 is above the 50, 20 EMA. What's the 4 hour tell us? It's got to be bullish on the 4 hour or close. Yeah, it is. It's not enough right now. 6 hour, close, not enough. 12 hour, it's trying to go bullish. I hate this formation. I fucking hate this formation. It's pretty much an ascending triangle, I guess. That's how you look at that. I don't know. Call it the shit bucket. I'm not sure. But I think the risk reward is there, and I don't think it goes below 12,000 sats again. And before its next pump, 10x pay never fucking pumps. But yeah, I mean, dude, the previous all-time high was like 176,000 sats. This was like 3 alt seasons ago. Shitcoin. 10x below that now. Craziness. And where would you look to? Okay, 40,000 sats would be a good area, horizontals, and then 73,000 sats. I'd start taking some serious ass profit out and letting the rest ride. Try to get near an all-time high if you can. I don't see it, man. Like this coin, shit's got to get really wonky for this to establish an all-time high, in my opinion. I know that they've just had the rumors of like a Litecoin partnership, but what product does Pay really have? I mean, Visa doesn't let them have their debit cards. What was that other company everybody's looking at that you never hear of except for in crypto? This is another card I can't remember. It was doing the same thing. I mean, you could look for Monaco, like who just had a crazy ass pump and has retraced to lead the way for like the payment card initiatives. Like Monaco is right here on the 20 EMA. That's an entry on the daily. It's totally an entry, just a spec entry. You can look for, like, that's the kind of move I would expect from Pay. And like, I would put a stop on this below a daily close below 119,000 sats. I wouldn't fuck around with it, but you could buy it here. You could try to get on the 20 EMA around 122,000 sats if you want to be really patient. It's already been there. Will it come back? I don't know. And this was a really aggressive move to the top and probably created some serious ass backholders. Like, who the fuck buys this right here? What dumbass buys this? Those are the people you're trading against. But I wouldn't fuck around with it. On a daily close below 119,000 sats, I would get out of this coin. But I think the risk reward is there for at least up to like 160,000 sats maybe. There's no playbook for this. And I don't love Monaco as a coin, but it's in a buy zone. I mean, last time it spiked like crazy, it came down to the 20 EMA. It bounced to crazy highs. Not that it's going to do that again, not that it won't. But you look at it right here, bounced like crazy, came back, touched the 20 EMA, and this was last August, and then went freaking bananas. It had a similar really high wick, and it looked stupid. But yeah, this is a buy zone for Monaco. For me, personally, it's you have your designated trade criteria, daily close below 119,000 sats. See what you can get out of it. I think you might be able to get, a 2x out of this, or 200,000 sats maybe, or at least 160,000 sats for fuck's sake. But even at that point, it's like 30, 40%. I don't see why that's not a good entry. We'll look at POA. Noah's going to look at POA. That nice. One day 20 EMA. It's respecting it. Put some bids at the 50 while you're at it. What's the 12 tell us? 12 hour 20 EMA. Right there. Put some bids at the 50 while you're at it. See where she goes. This one isn't a hard one. Cash. I told you guys to buy cash right at the 50 moving average, under 8,000 sats. Here we go. Comes back. I told you the other day. It's a breakout. I don't think you guys can understand me because I was in San Diego. I was on hotel Wi-Fi on like the 16th floor. That doesn't fucking work for anybody. But yeah, retest. That is a shooting star. No bueno. But this is a great coin. They have some serious partnerships coming up. I'd probably try to buy the 12, 20 EMA. Yeah, I probably would try to buy that. Make sure I have some of this. Don't FOMO into it. Be patient. You could probably get this near like 9,000 sats maybe. Or like if you want to be really patient, get it the next time it comes to the one day 20 EMA. But like if we draw a resistance line here from ATH's all-time highs down through here, it's broken above it. Trying to retest. It's at least confirmed it with 3 candles above. And then you do have a trend line. So there's your long time frame parameters for this chart. Volume, nothing. But it's not on big exchanges yet, and you know that. You know it's a good ass coin. So, anyways, yeah, I looked at EOS. I'm gonna try to get my EOS, try to get more EOS back at 'cause that's at like 135 to 140,000 sats. You gotta be shitting me. Baseball's crazy. All right, so you can go back and view it now. I have Bradley's I need to get going. It's been an hour and 46 minutes. Poet, 12 hours. I buy it on the 12-hour 20 EMA. It's respecting it. Next target, 786 macro reversal, 382, 1100 sats. You are going to want to take some off the table before 890, 880, I think, to protect your entry in case it wants to do a huge time frame, weird ass looking thing. I think you'll be fine though. But I'd probably buy on the 12-hour 20 EMA, sell some around like 870, 880, and then sell more around the macro 382. But overall, I mean, looks like it's reversing. And you, again, guys, draw these trend lines. Next time you have a chance to pick these trend lines up, do it. These markets respect them for at least like 20, 30% every time, it seems like. Nulls, somebody said. Kind of looks like the Venn chart in advance. accumulation volume profile, slightly more bull than bear. It's probably a market maker loading up, or like a whale loading up. 1 day 20 EMA is a buy for me. Target, I'd probably do a, much like them. I think this is a platform coin too. I'm not going to do down to this wick down here. That's ridiculous. That's an outlier. Some emotional pleb. 92,700 sats and then 111,000 sats. Probably. This looks like it could be setting up for a boom boom. And then you pick it back up after that market cycle right around 60,000 sats. Horizontal of this move for a nice bounce. Do it again. It's fucking just like rinse and repeat on every single one of these coins. Yeah, guys, good shit. I think we had a good stream. Yeah, private group is pretty much full for this month. But shit's looking good. So our bag's already packed from last month, but there's going to be a lot of trades to be made on spike rebuys and retraces and a lot of high-fiving to do coming up. I truly believe we'll see. But yeah, hold strong. Don't hodl, in my opinion. Unless you want to hodl something like Bitcoin or Litecoin or, shit like that. So, but yeah, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Make sure you guys send dick pics to Bart in the Telegram and in the private group because he deserves them. Yeah, love you guys much. Thank you for all your support. You guys have been fucking phenomenal lately. Like, we're building something special here, and I want to keep it going. So, yeah, I need to eat dinner now. I will catch you guys on the flip side.